We're looking at one of the components of the ISLM-PC model, which is the Phillips curve. In part 1, we looked at how we can write the Phillips curve in terms of the output cap rather than unemployment, because we want to plot the Phillips curve along with the ISLM model. The ISLM model is output on the horizontal axis, so that's why we wanted to rewrite the Phillips curve in terms of the output cap rather than unemployment. Now, we're going to assume that inflation expectations are anchored to the central bank's inflation target. So this means that now in the Phillips curve equation, the expected inflation pi e is equal to the central bank's inflation target pi bar. So under this assumption, we can write the Phillips curve as follows. Inflation minus inflation target, which is what is equal to expected inflation in this case, is equal to alpha by L by minus y. So from here, we can see that when y is greater than yn, inflation exceeds pi bar. Now, why is that? Before we look at that, let's look at when y is equal to yn, inflation is equal to target inflation. This is because when y is equal to yn, so we know by definition the natural level of output occurs when unemployment is at the natural rate. So if y is equal to yn, then this means that u is equal to un. And we know the natural rate of unemployment by definition occurs where the price level is equal to the expected price level, or inflation equals the expected inflation. And in this case, expected inflation is equal to the target inflation, because we're assuming inflation expectations are anchored to the central bank's target rate. So when y is yn, we know that means u is un, and u is un means inflation is equal to expected inflation. But in this case, expected inflation is just simply the target inflation. When y is greater than yn, then this means that inflation exceeds the target inflation. That is because now when y is greater than yn, we know that means that unemployment goes below the natural rate of unemployment when output is above the natural level of output. And when unemployment is below the natural rate of unemployment, it falls below it. This puts an upward pressure on nominal wages from WS through the bargaining process, which puts an upward pressure on prices from PS. So inflation rises above the expected inflation level, which is pi bar. And a similar argument follows, through which we can say when output is below potential level, inflation is lower than target inflation. So this basically shows us how we can use the Phillips curve to uh, to link inflation and output in order to describe how output influences inflation.